everyone. So yes, Xena is back. So of course we're gonna start in a really actually no time the well live trivia show. True or false? Those will be the answers which will gonna be given to you. But what I'm gonna give it to you, I'm gonna give you the 10 statements, and hopefully you're gonna get at least 7 of them right because it's gonna be the general knowledge. So shouldn't be too difficult for you, right? I believe that you're smart enough over there. So of course, if you're gonna give me the 7 statements correctly, so that means you're gonna have a share prize of £500 in cash. Amazing. Of course, I wish I would be in your side maybe. But anyway, so of course it's absolutely for free, so you don't need to participation, anything, don't need to pay anything about that. So just be here, just enjoy, just let's have a little bit fun and Wakanda forever. And of course, also congratulations those who did know which president did establish the NASA. So yeah, that was the warm-up question and Eisenhower was the answer, by the way, just to make it clear, right? So anyhow, without further ado, who is ready to join me in this live trivia? So everybody is ready to answer correctly, because remember, not much of the time is given to you, right? But you need to be precise because you can't change the answers afterwards. So think twice, but don't be too late as well. Okay, somebody's ready to go to the Latvia. Okay, that's really amazing. But let's start with those statements. So mythological centaur was half man and half horse. Is that true or is that false? So who is good with all the myths and all this type of things? Should know and should answer pretty quickly and pretty easy. Ladies and gentlemen, Centaurus, was it half man and half horse? Of course it was. Of course it was. So that was a true statement, and I can see actually you're helping each other over there. Love it. So of course, let's go with a statement number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? I hope you're ready. So here we go, everyone. The circle of the Japanese flag is white. Is it or it's not? I don't know. I hope you know, though. So, ladies and gentlemen, tick-tock, time is running. And are you ready? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, of course, I'm not going to tease you anymore. And the answer is false. Yes, it is red. It is red color. So the circle in the Japanese flag is red. So the background is white, though. But we're going to continue, ladies and gentlemen, with a statement number 3. And I see you doing pretty well over there. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you, everyone. So let's continue. The Oscars award ceremony takes place in Los Angeles. True or false? Again, only 2 answers. And again, 1 statement. Where are you going to go? Of course, if you're not sure about it, you can play also like an eeny, meeny, miny, moo. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, that is true. That is true. Of course, it takes exactly as it was mentioned actually in a chat. It is happening in Hollywood, and it is in Los Angeles, in California, to be precise, if you want to be a state, like as a state, right? So anyhow, statement number 3 is gone, but here's the 4th. Lind is a famous brand of the chocolate from Switzerland. So who has a sweet tooth over there? So those who are in the sweets, no, you should know this one as well. So Lind, is it a famous brand of the chocolate from the Switzerland? Okay, I see those answers. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, of course it is. Of course it is. And if I'm not wrong, I actually have tried it. And it's pretty delicious, may I say. It is pretty delicious over there. Anyhow, chocolate food baby. Charlie's Chocolate Factory you're from? Ladies and gentlemen, let's continue with our statement number 5. And we are halfway there. Hercules had to perform 36 labors in the myth stories. True or false? So who is that Hercules? I actually Xena, so Hercules is what I'm looking for. Ladies and gentlemen, who is in those myths? Who knows all about it? And in this case, it is a false information, ladies and gentlemen, because it was not 36, but it was 12 labors. 12 labors in the myth stories. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway there. Are you ready for the rest of the half? I really do hope so. So, buckle up, everyone, and let's go. The condition of tinnitus affects the ears. True or false? So the condition of tinnitus. Well, hello there, everyone. Hi, lovely to see you here. And ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I see some hints over there. Okay, this time it is a true information. Tinnitus affects the ears. It is an ear infection, so that was a true statement. So, ladies and gentlemen, of course, we're going to continue. And it seems like, wow, so many of you knew the correct answer. I'm seriously surprised. And as I said, I never doubted you. I knew you were smart, guys. So, we're going to continue. Basenji is a breed of dog. True or false? Okay, who has those dogs at their home? So, this would be pretty easy for you. Hey. I'm happy if you think that these questions are pretty simple, so then it's really good for you. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, this time it is true. So, Basenji is the breed of dog. So, yeah. So here it is. Even actually more information coming from the chat, which I'm super happy. Although I can see this is so far the most difficult one because 565 of you did answer correctly. So that is actually the lowest one which we got so far. Anyways, let's continue. Dry ice is a solid from the nitrogen. True or false? So who is in those? Physics? No. Biology? Yeah, biology, I think. Yeah, this is what... Oh, wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, dry ice is a solid form of nitrogen. And ladies and gentlemen, yeah, a lot of you did know it's a CO2. Yeah, it's a false information. It is carbon dioxide. Wow, I'm surprised. It's like, yeah, the chemistry is like good. Yeah, I can see you're good chemistress over there. So anyhow, seems like actually half of you did struggle with this one. But so far, hopefully you got those 7 already. So the Adriatic Sea lies to the east of Greece. So here we need a little bit of the geography, okay? So Adriatic Sea lies the east of Greece. True or false? So, ladies and gentlemen, have you ever been in a Greece? Then you should know. And this time the answer is false. It is again a false information. It's not east, it's the west of the Greece. And yeah, so it wasn't there. Exactly. Okay, you knew the west. Okay, this was even more difficult. Let's go with the final statement, ladies and gentlemen. Final statement is here. And cardiologists specialize in treating conditions affecting the heart. So, ladies and gentlemen, true or false? So, true or false information is here. So, who is visiting those doctors here? Cardiologists. Is it affecting the heart? Of course it is true. Of course it is true. Who haven't done the cardiogram for their heart, right? So, of course, that means our trivia is over. So, of course, I have 740 players successfully managing to answer 7 statements correctly. So, congratulations. £500 cash prize you're gonna share between you guys. And of course, thank you very much for being here. You are super fantastic. Bye-bye. I will see you soon, hopefully. And of course, have amazing time with my amazing colleagues on Well Live Table. So bye-bye, everyone. Once again, congratulations. And have a lovely Saturday. Bye.